created it, and it's just getting started. And it's clear for me that the future is limitless. So where I come from, KZN, we start with the elders. So Mama Boity, Mama Dear, Mama Legend, Mama Jabulile, Rashid and your family, we welcome you and congratulations to you. You know, we all are what we are because of the people behind us, our family members who made decisions for us in those first few years of our lives when we couldn't make decisions for ourselves. I always think of that you know, it's such a responsibility to be a parent, because for those first 18 years, or maybe 15 years, let's say, you're making decisions for that soul and impacting that soul's life in a way that is beyond their control. And so when one sees the work that Boity and them are doing, and Legend, Maps, and everyone in this room, and all the people I'm seeing, you see that our parents really did good. They really did good with little at their fingertips, with little opportunities. They did brilliantly, and I think they deserve a round of applause for that. I've engaged with Boity for some time now. She reached out to me a while back and asked me to mentor her. And initially I thought, well, she doesn't need mentorship, because if there's one young lady, I think, in this industry whose head is firmly screwed on right, and who's grounded and hardworking and compassionate and kind and very strategic in her work, it's Boity. But I agreed to the relationship, not so much because of what I could give, but I thought, you know, it'll be interesting to see how she thinks and how she makes her decisions. I could also learn from that. And what I found was a woman who is led from within, a woman who's led by the power that is within her, a deeply spiritual woman. And for me, that put me very much at ease. It actually made me realize, you know what, my job is going to be very easy here. We're just going to have conversations and bounce ideas off each other, because she's on a very firm footing. I really believe that once we realize that the real power is within, that the real beauty is within, and that the real answer to all our questions is within, we on just the right footing. And when I saw her business partners, Legend, who I'm a big fan of, another very grounded, spiritual young man, I realized that this particular business is on very good footing. And I've met Rashid now for the first time, and the first conversation I had with Rashid was, how long are you going to be in this room? Because I would like about 5 minutes to pray. And I thought, and coming here, I thought, you know, I know Legend well, and we've connected many times on our common love for Marianne Williamson, and I obviously know Boity, but I haven't met Rashid, and what am I going to say about Rashid? And of course, the universe always attracts what we put out and what we desire, and sent me a message that confirmed, you know, the third piece of the puzzle that I've formed about Legend and Boity, this idea of believing in a power within, but also realizing that that power is without and larger than us and can handle anything. That power is limitless, indeed. So that puts me very much at ease, and I think that makes me so positive around the success of this launch and this product. Metaphysician Eric Butterworth has said we are human in expression, but divine in creation and limitless in potentiality. And if there's one thing I wish for this business, is that it really puts us all in touch with the limitlessness of our potential. Many of us go through life not realizing that we have a spark of the divine within us. The kingdom of heaven is within all of us. We are all made in the image of God. And once we get in touch with that, and realize the power that means in terms of our ability to achieve, our ability to make our dreams a reality, the sky really is the limit for all of us. And one of the things I did say to Boity around her product was that she should build a story around it and give people tools and give people a platform where they can indeed find the means to be empowered and to feel that they too are limitless. Not just about, you know, using the product. And yes, the product is important. It's well researched. It's effective. Boity's tried it herself. She was telling me that, you know, her weight going up and down was part of her trying this product. And that's powerful as well. But I think that beyond products, which are things that end, is just giving people that power and ability and knowledge that they can be whoever they want to be, and they can make their goals and their dreams a reality. The other point I'd like to talk about is just the idea of positive impact. So Dhlomo Media's payoff line is positively impacting lives. And interestingly, that wasn't a payoff line that we launched with. When I finished my MBA at Harvard Business School, I launched Destiny first, and then eventually, you know, the business grew to the 6 divisions that it has in print, in digital, in contract publishing, events, and now soon television as well. But the idea of positively impacting lives is really something we only introduced around 5 years ago. For me, it was about serving a need, curing a pain, as my professor at business school used to say. What's the consumer pain, and how does your business heal that pain? And for me, at that time, the pain was a lack of information for women in business that captured this holistic nature of business, from lifestyle to fashion to entrepreneurship, and covering really serious and useful business and entrepreneurship content. And as my personal spiritual journey evolved, the idea of impacting lives positively and ensuring that one leaves consumers better off, leaves the world better off, kind of grew on me. And I have to say that since I have done that, and since we've been conscious of that, we've made much better decisions. In fact, we don't do something at Dhlomo Media if it's not going to impact lives positively. It's a question we ask ourselves, is what does the consumer benefit? Yes, we can see the money or the profit, but is there a specific benefit for the consumer? And that's why we've launched mentorship platforms, and we've launched many of the initiatives that we have launched around this idea of positively impacting lives. And I think one of the most important things that this product can try to do is to ensure that it's positively impacting lives and to ensure that it's making a difference in the lives of consumers. That, for me, is this idea of bringing love to business, shifting from sales to service, shifting from transaction to connection. And from hearing Azanya's story around the people who have been writing to Boity, the workshops you've done, she's standing out there, that's why I keep looking. The workshops she's done, the focus groups, the questions that have been answered, all around helping people feel better about themselves. In fact, very little is about pushing the product, and people don't even know yet, in fact, what the product is that's being launched. But they know the philosophy, they know the idea of potentiality, they know the idea of limitlessness. And that is shifting from sales to service. It's what can I do to make you better? Because when you do that, the money comes, the profit comes. You get positive word of mouth, you get proof of efficacy, and that brings money in, not just focusing on shifting product. And I think that is a truly powerful way to do things. My final point I'd like to make is just the idea of living one's brand. Because entrepreneurship is tough. It's tough. You get sleepless nights. You age faster than your friends who are in corporate. Everyone depends on you. The 25th or 30th of the month comes, and you want to ensure that everyone gets paid. And you'd rather pay yourself last, just to ensure that everyone is sorted out. It's not easy. And as you get bigger, when payroll and those basic expenses are no longer an issue, there are other things. There's competition in the market. There's challenges we still face as women, as black people in an economy that's still marginalized. There are many, many ways. I mean, I'm sure in the discussions you've had with retailers trying to get your product stocked, for example, it's difficult. 25 years into our democracy. It's difficult, and so those are things that what keeps you going is genuinely loving what you do, genuinely living your brand. And so for me, I think that's what I pick up with Legend, not just with this product, but with his television work. I sense a passion in Rashid. You've been in this cosmetics industry, pharmaceutical industry for a very long time, and one doesn't stay in that business without passion. And I sense that in Boity. It's extremely important, and I think that it's something many young entrepreneurs need to learn, is rather not start something if you don't have the passion, because it's the passion that keeps you going when things are tough. It's the passion that keeps you committed. It's also the passion that makes you think of new ideas, because you're constantly researching and reading, watching what's happening out there. That's what keeps one going. And if you look at all the highly successful people, whether it's people locally or whether it's international successful tech entrepreneurs, for example, every one of them is extremely passionate, and every one of them truly believes in their idea and truly has faith in what they're doing. And it's very difficult to have faith in something you're not passionate about. One of the most admirable entrepreneurs in my mind, Michael Bloomberg, being a media person myself, I admire the work that he's done, and he's a fellow Harvard alumni, and he owns the Bloomberg News Agency, a company that's now worth $40 billion. He's never listed it, so he's never gone out for public money. It's privately owned. And one thing he said is he loves what he does and he doesn't do doubt, doesn't entertain it, doesn't do doubt at all. And so my final word with you would be, don't do doubt. Don't entertain it. The universe responds to the level of our faith. Yes. If our faith is like that, it responds like that. If our faith is like that, it responds in a huge way. And scripture says, when you pray, believe that you have what you are requesting. That's faith. That's not doing doubt. And so I just wish you limitlessness in your faith, in your commitment, in your positive impact, in your profitability. Because this is not a charity, it's a business. And we need businesses owned by us to be successful, to be profitable, to have a positive impact, and to pass from generation to generation. And I know you will achieve that. You have the makings of greatness, you've demonstrated it, and I know you're destined for more. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Are you fired up or what? Yeah! CIPC, here we come! Registering a business, figuring out what our passion is. We're going for it, aren't we? And we're going to support those that have gone before. Now, I'm sure you're curious. You want to